Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope each and every single one of you is doing all right out there in the world. It is the 31st of July. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening in the UK, and I am actually going to go ahead and make another video talking about the Pirate Collection. So, as you can see here in my Helpful Ruskin Investings videos playlist, each and every single one of these videos will teach you a nice special bit of information that will be very helpful for you. Well, a good few weeks ago, I thought, you know what, I should show off the progression of this Pirate Collection, because I was very confident that it was going to become a full collection, and it was probably going to sell very well, and potentially also become a very nice investment overall. So, we started off when it first started. We talked about the progression when a new core piece was accepted, that being the hoodie and the pants. And of course, quite some time back, literally about 2 weeks ago, we talked about when it was completed, aka when the Tier 2 was finally accepted. Very nice. We thought everything was going to be A-OK from there on. However, we have started to notice some problems. So, let's just give you a nice bit of recollection. On this exact time period, I guess you could say, as of now, the amount of sales that the Tier 3 had, so face mask had 42,000, chestplate had just under 36,000. The hoodie and pants had 36,000 each, about, just over. And the likes of the Tier 2, well, the Kilt had 47,000 sales. That was ridiculous. And then the other Tier 2 pieces, the vest had just over 37,000, along with the coffee can, just over 37,000. Now, you might be sitting there and saying, okay, so what's this all about? Right, well, in this current instance, we have the Roadsign Gloves. It was accepted in the most recent Rustore rotation, very nice. And as you can see, it's not currently selling as much compared to those other Pirate core pieces. Now, Roadsign Gloves, I personally don't consider a core piece, but it's nice to see, and people do like to use their Roadsign Gloves. It's a nice design for the collection as well. And now we need to show you what the Pirate Collection currently looks like in terms of overall sales. And this is, yeah, you can see that, can't you? This is going to be the discussion point. But the main point is, pretty much all of the Pirate Collection is in the positive. It might look like it's a profitable adventure, but I'm going to show off the actual quantities on the Steam market and the build-up of the sales and the buy orders, and you're going to notice some problems have basically appeared. So yes, the Pirate Face Mask overall had 57,000 sales, chestplate had 48,000 sales, the pantaloons had 59,000 sales, the hoodie had 58,000 sales, the kilt had 77,000 plus, the vest had 49,000, and the coffee can had 56,000 sales almost. So the reason why I needed to address this is you can probably tell that the amount of sales that we've seen for these skins is pretty ridiculous. We can take into account that we're seeing some very, very, very nice numbers for Rust at the moment. Like recently, the July 2023 month did an average of just under 96,000 players. That is ridiculous. We have surpassed January, which is post-Christmas. And if you can understand, with January, people are still, somewhat enjoying the Christmas period. People aren't exactly rushing to go back to school and back to college, and people probably aren't as working as much. Loads of people over the Christmas period definitely got back into the groove of playing Rust, and they're enjoying it. So there's a very big bonus behind that. But for this, that's insane. And we also have August Force Wipe this week as well. So all the better. We're probably going to see even more for the August month, maybe an even higher peak player count. But back to this, talking about this, we are now noticing that there's far too much quantity in circulation, and people are kind of trying to sell it as soon as possible. So let's go take a look at the Steam market. As you can see, I have all of the pirate skins right here, all in order of quantity. And yeah, you might notice that the skins that were bought more have more quantity on the Steam market. Not too far-fetched, not too hard to understand. Well, let's go take a look at each and every single one of them. Here's the face mask, so 57,000. You can see with its buy order build-up, it's holding up to about $1.50, very nice. When you look at the quantities, you got a 19 there, not very nice to see, but it's not exactly destructive. Then you got a 31 here, 26 here. If those quantities disappeared, if those walls, if that resistance was gone, it could potentially easily go up to about $3 and beyond. So let's just kind of give you another hint here. 400 quantity here, and then we have about 150 listed above $3. So the main point is, if we didn't see all of this resistance, the skins themselves could potentially become very nice, profitable skins. However, they're kind of stuck at the moment. Could things change over time? They could, they can, you know. This is seen as a budget blackout set, and as time progresses, when people come and go, when people need to, well, they might consider, I want to buy blackout, but it's too expensive. Oh, wait, there's alternative, cheaper options. I'll probably invest into them instead and use them. This is where we gradually see the likes of the quantity going down. But at the moment, because it still came out fairly recently, there's still quite a lot of quantity on the Steam market. So yes, then we take a look at the chestplate. Chestplate was one of the skins that sold the least, and now it appears to be the skin that is going to be the most expensive, the one that's going to be potentially the best profit. So this actually doesn't have that much quantity. 135 is very reasonable. For an average rust skin, I would sit here and say for every rust skin that you see on the Steam market, around 100 quantity should be the average. If it's less than 100, it has below average quantity, and it's more likely to go up in price very easily. But if it has a lot more than 100 quantity, you might suffer from things like oversaturation, too much stock compared to demand, and, well, it gets stuck at a price and potentially goes lower and lower because people compete to sell their skins. So over back to here, this is doing very nicely. You got a 19... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that one. I already did this one. I meant to do the chestplate. So this has no resistance. There is no big walls, no fat quantities. This could easily potentially go all the way up to $6, you know? One big wave of demand and suddenly it's selling for a whole lot more. As you can see, there is no random big fat quantities. We did see that here, 19, 31, 26. But chestplate, because it probably sold the least, it is selling the best in terms of profits. Very nice. Also take a look at the likes of the pantaloons now. 347 quantity. And as you can see, we got a random like 9 here, 16 there, 13, 15, 16, 11, 59. Yeah. So what likely happened was this was probably selling for around $1.70 not too long ago, and then this person put down a 59 quantity. He set up a wall. Did he do this on purpose, or did he do this out of sheer laziness? Well, what basically happened is people realised it wasn't going to go that much higher in price now because this was going to take a while for it to disappear. Gradually, people started to undercut this person, and then they put up their own walls, and then people undercut those people and put up their own walls and undercut. And then gradually, the value of the skin went down. So, yeah, this is a problem. Far too much people bought these in excess with the pure intent to sell because they thought it was going to be an easy profit. And technically speaking, yes, right now they could sell them and make a pretty quick, straightforward profit. It wouldn't be a massive profit, but it's still a profit. And well, unfortunately, the price of these skins are gradually starting to go down. But we do still have that very strong buy order support. Now, here's the thing. Are these people doing it on purpose? There are a lot of rich people out there, right? And I'm pretty sure they're very wise to the idea that a lot of people are going to be looking for budget blackout sets as time goes on, especially during the post-Christmas period, right? And that's not... I know it's a few months away, but in the grand scheme of things, a few months isn't that much time, but it's a great opportunity to make a lot of money. So they're probably trying to scare all the people to sell their skins at a cheaper price and maybe to sell to these high buy orders that you see here, big, fat, strong buy orders. But guess what? Those people that are trying to scare you into selling to these buy orders, they probably also are the ones with these buy orders. So therefore, if they end up with all of the stock or the vast majority of the stock, guess what? They could probably dictate the price. And sadly, this isn't selling for $1.40. It might be selling for like $5 each because they could just remove all their quantity. The price could easily go up, and then they're selling theirs at a much higher price. And you got fooled because you sold at a much cheaper price. So do keep that in mind. Things like that do happen on the Steam market. And then we'll obviously take a look at the likes of the hoodie right here. Big fat 64 immediately. So yeah, scare tactics. And then we look over to the right. Same big fat buy orders. So it is unfortunate. And you've got to take this into consideration. If you bought this for 99 cents, you have to sell it for at least $1.12 to get your money back. Now from there, you probably could sell yours right now for $1.43. Overall, you'd make like 25 cents profit. Does that sound appealing to you? Probably. For me, personally, I'd like to have a whole lot more money compared to that. But again, this is where when you buy multiples, you'd gradually make more and more money because, of course, if you bought like 100 of them, 25 cents profit each would be what? $25. Wow. But I want to see more than that, personally. This is why I don't rush to sell my stuff so soon. I usually wait till periods of time when we see a lot of people playing, aka probably this August, or post-Christmas time, December, January, February time. So, yeah, at the moment, I see there's problems, but I think it's being influenced by people who are trying to scare other people into selling theirs at a cheaper price. Now we're going to move on to tier 2. This is where we start to notice some very notable problems. So, yeah, Coffee Can came out very recently. Doesn't have too much problems, but you might notice whilst all of the buy orders are here, the price is going down to $1.10. If you bought this for 99 cents and sold it for $1.10, you make 2 pennies loss. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's exactly that. So you can see how people put up these walls. They weren't very big, but still people got kind of scared into selling theirs and undercut. We gradually saw the price go down. Now, if someone really does kind of get super scared, they might unload all of their stock. They might make a big fat wall unintentionally, but out of being scared and being lazy, they might just unload everything on the Steam market, and that causes even more problems. So, you can see how the skin has gradually lost all its value and then gone all the way down to around $1. Now, it's not completely valueless. It's just that people have undercut each other so much that it's gone all the way down to a point where it's not looking to be very profitable. In fact, the guy that sold theirs... wait, hang on a minute. So he did it sell, and then he listed another one? Did that happen? I don't know what's going on. I think he removed it and then put it back on again. That was weird. Did you see... Okay, anyway, moving on. Now, the vest. The vest was a very weird one. This sold at $1.49. This was the only Black Pirate skin that sold at a higher price. All of the other ones sold at 99 cents. But even then, when we did our abnormal buy orders, because this was abnormal, we saw buy orders instantly go all the way up to $1.40 and $50, and you get the idea. Very strong immediately, and it did hold up quite nicely. In fact, this was one of the skins that sold the least. In the grand scheme of things, you might see this vest becoming one of the most profitable skins. But what we immediately see here is... big fat walls, resistance, problems. This doesn't look like it can go up in price anymore because of these skins. But guess what? If these all disappeared, imagine if it was only from $1.75. Guess what? There's then no resistance whatsoever. Yeah, there's a 14 here and 11 there, but that's not too thick. That's not too bad, is it? And it could easily go up in price even more and more and more and more. But no, we have this batch of skins right here. It's unfortunate. Now, if you're currently watching this right now and you're one of those people that have like a big fat stock of skins, personally, I would sit there and say remove it. If you ever want to sell a skin, sell them max in a batch of 5. I do that constantly because I don't want to kill the momentum of a skin's value. I want to ride the waves if there's a boost, a demand increase and whatnot. But like with things like this in general, you're only making it worse for the skin, and people will see that and think, all right, I'll just undercut them, and they might unload all their stock as well. But anyway, we're leading up to this very point now. Here we are to talk about the likes of the Pirate Kilt. Now, yesterday, this had quantity going over 1,000. It was worse over the past few days. Maybe it might get worse again. But what you see here is the Pirate Roadsign Kilt currently selling at just $1. The buy orders have kind of disappeared. It did have a lot of buy orders all around $1, but they've all disappeared. What happened? Well, I can confirm I was one of those people that bought these at $1 with a buy order. They simply got sold to me. I bought them. And that seems to be exactly what happened. I bet some people probably removed their buy orders once they realised that the skin didn't look so very profitable. Because, of course, if you bought this for 99 cents... if you were to sell it for $1, you'd lose like 10 and 11 cents, I guess. Yeah, it's not profitable anymore. There was far too much stock that was bought. Let me remind you, 77,781 sales. So this is the consequences. If a skin is too popular, we suffer with something like this. And it's not the first instance that we've seen something like this happen this year. Do you remember Complete the Sets back in May? Do you remember when we had the Whiteout boots being released and everybody seems to like Whiteout collection? Guess what? 118,000 sales. Let's go take a look at it. Whiteout boots. Whiteout boots. So, yeah, Whiteout collection is definitely one of the most in-demand collections. It's usually always on the front page of the Rust Steam market. And as you can see, a lot of boots were bought, and of course, loads of people are trying to sell them now. But unfortunately, because far too many people bought them, and far too many people put all of this quantity on the Steam market, it's never going to really go up in price that much. This did have a whole bunch of buy orders around $1, and it was very strong, and it looked very nice. But unfortunately, as time has gone on, people just kept unloading all of these big fat quantities on the Steam market, and people kept undercutting. People kept selling to the highest buy orders, and well, this is what it is now. Doomed. It's never going to be profitable if it ends up sticking like this. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is what happens when a skin has far too many sales. It's oversaturation. Too much. So let's just kind of make this easy for you. There is demand. There is quantity. If there is more demand compared to quantity, that usually leads to the skin becoming very valuable. Because, of course, loads of people want it, the price increases. In fact, if we look at the front page of the Steam market now, you might notice that the porcelain garage door has been selling at a much higher price compared to recently, because a lot of YouTubers and the recent Rustopia event, loads of people are seeing that everybody approved of this skin. And you can see it just kind of going up in price. More demand, less stock on the Steam market, higher price. So yes, just a good few days ago, this was selling for around just under $3. Now it's selling for just over $5. And as time goes on, and if we do see some more porcelain deplorable skins being introduced, I wouldn't be surprised if the demand increases again, the price increases again. So maybe consider investing into it. But you get the idea. So when we look at the likes of this kilt here, the situation reverses. We have demand, we have stock. But in regards to the Pirate collection, we saw a lot of instances of people buying in excess. This leads to oversaturation, and an oversaturation is too much stock in comparison to demand. So imagine all the demand buys a certain amount of stock. We end up with that excess chunk. And that excess chunk of stock is going to get thrown onto the Steam market. It's going to get thrown onto third-party sites, trading sites, gambling sites, I guess. You get the idea. Now, if we could probably just go over to here, and I can use SEMM to help me out, we can probably see on the third-party sites how much stock they have elsewhere. So click this, and does it say a lot? There's 300 stock on D market. 300 stock on D market. Yeah. Okay, right. So this is there you go. This is a lesson to be learned. This is oversaturation. This is something that you need to be aware of in the future. Just because a collection was looking to be very in demand, just because it looked somewhat safe initially, doesn't mean in the long term everything's going to be all right afterwards. These are the repercussions of too much stock being bought. And there you go. That was the main point of the video that I wanted to get across to all of you. We've been keeping track of all of this collection as it's slowly been getting more and more skins accepted, mainly based on the core pieces. Now, I guess I could probably talk more in regards to the Roadsign Gloves now, because at the very beginning I did point out, we'll go back over to here, we only saw the likes of, so we had 42,000 sales and 36,000 sales for the, and then, 36,000 sales here, and the kill had 47,000, 37,000, 37,000. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm comparing it to the Roadsign Gloves. Roadsign Gloves, out of all of the armor pieces, appears to be the skin that's going to be selling the least. There is a somewhat fairly decent chance the Roadsign Gloves could be a nice potential profit. At the very least, I think it will retain its value. I do think it's going to have a lot of buy orders in it, but I can't really sit here and say it's going to be an amazing profit. So, by default, Roadsign Gloves tend to be very, very nice skins to retain their value. As you can see, when we look at all of them, you might notice there's hardly any of them are in the negative. We have 30 Roadsign Glove skins. We see 1, we see 2, we see 3 and 4. There are only 4 skins that are below their Rustore price. You also might notice that most of these Roadsign Gloves are part of collections that have like tier 2, tier 3. Maybe some of them aren't fully complete, but you get the idea. They're all part of established collections, and they're all pretty much doing very nicely. Now, earlier on, when they are first on the Steam market, they weren't exactly doing super amazing. For some of these skins in 2022, it took quite some time for them to really rise up in price. So, Yes, these gloves, do I think they will retain their value? I think they will. Do I think they're going to be an amazing, super crazy profit? I can't really sit there and say yes to that now, especially after what we've learned today of the likes of all of these skins. Now, I should also point out, Roadsign Gloves, overall quantity, we should probably get a good look at that. Which skins have the most highest estimated total supply? And well, we got a few more days left of these gloves being in the Rust store, but it could potentially surpass the likes of the Comics Roadsign Gloves. It could potentially surpass the likes of the No Mercy Roadsign Gloves. I don't think we're going to get to 50,000. I think we're going to probably end up at about 40,000 sales with these gloves. Do you think they're still potentially going to be perfectly fine to invest into? Well, there's one thing that you might notice right here. Black gloves, Blackout Roadsign Gloves, $8. Black Gold Roadsign Gloves, $4. In terms of people that probably want to get some nice and affordable black gloves, these right here are 99 cents. They're probably going to stick around that price for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if gradually over time people probably buy these and the stock slowly diminishes and the price gradually rises. So yes, overall, I do still think the Pirate Roadsign Gloves are still a perfectly fine thing to potentially buy. But if you're still looking at this with a bit of worry after learning about the likes of this, just know the gloves are nowhere near the amount of sales that the Pirate Roadsign Kilt had, both in terms of the exact time that I'm recording this and based on the momentum that we currently see, I don't think we'd get anywhere near 77,000 sales. So I still think it's perfectly fine to actually go ahead and buy. But think of it more of, if you had to buy something and hope that you'd get your money back if you sold it a week or two later, or a month later, or a couple of months later, these gloves are probably the best shot. I mean, you do still have the likes of the Abyss collection. I don't think we've seen Little Ranger upload anything in the workshop yet. We've got to keep our eyes open, got to keep an eye on the workshop. I always say that, don't I? So, yep, I guess in summary, in conclusion, Roadsign Gloves, you could still potentially buy them, but just learn from what happened with here. Learn and understand oversaturation. Whilst there was loads of demand, there can still be long-term problems. There can be repercussions. So, yeah. What's it going to look like over the course of these next few months? I don't know. What's it going to look like during post-Christmas? I think it would be better. I still think it would be better. Now, in the long term, what's it going to look like? I do think it will be better. But, you know, loads of people currently have the stock in their hands. They're probably trying to shift it. We did recently have a summer sale, so, of course, people wanted some money, some Steam wallet to go buy those cheap games on Steam. We're probably going to see that potentially happen again around winter time, but post-Christmas and whatnot, I do think these skins will be doing better. Maybe I'll do a long-term talk about the Pirate Collection. That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? But I guess I should talk about what I've seen on the workshop today. Yes, I probably should. Is this the skin? Yes, it is. Right, so Mr. 19J has gone ahead and submitted a new pirate skin, and you can see it right here. We have the Vagabond jacket. Pirate jacket, to be precise. Yep, we got a pirate jacket submitted to the workshop. As you should know, every single week I make a here we are. I make a collection of skins. These are all the newest Rust Workshop submissions that have appeared over the past weekend, and as of Monday, as usual. So we're probably going to see maybe another 60 skins. In fact, if we just quickly go over to here. So if I refresh, are there any more skins that have been submitted? And yeah, we've seen a few more. Look, another runner one, a weird-looking alien, a weird-looking rug, and a No Mercy pump shotgun. Ooh. Right, that looks pretty interesting. So, yep, get a good glimpse of all of that. Oh, by the way, we've got a charitable Rust event happening this October. I might make a video about that, actually, because there's some interesting details that you could probably read into. But anyway, yeah. So keep an eye on the likes of this. Every weekend I get this started and I set up a new collection, and if you want to be one of the fastest people to be aware of new potential skins being introduced to collections, like I said, you've got to keep an eye on the workshop. So yeah, we'll talk about that maybe for a different video. So with that, people, I hope that was insightful. I hope that was helpful. I hope you've learned something. And again, helpful Ruskin investing videos. This is what it's all about. If you want to see where this playlist is, you go to my main page on my YouTube, click playlists, and you will see it right there with the Hedge going, looking at those skins. So everything here should teach you something new. And yeah, I hope this video is helpful for you as well. With that, Pirate Collection, where do we go now? What's it going to be like? We got to observe. We got to keep track. We'll just wait and see. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this progress and this analysis, keeping an eye on this collection. And as I said, we'll just see what happens next. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. And keep an eye out. There might be some more pirate skins being submitted. See you later. Bye.